Hey, it's me. Welcome to the show where all we do is we talk about true crime, we talk about murder, we talk about dying, we talk about eating other people, we talk about taking their heads off and using them as like putting them on the top of a Christmas tree like it's a star. We talk about that kind of thing because that's the kind of thing we spend all of our time thinking about. Unfortunately, if you're a woman, I guess you do have to spend time thinking about it because I figured out it's a female thing, obviously. I figured it out like I'm a genius. Hey, I cracked that case. Make a fucking podcast episode about me. This is based on what I've been told. They want to feel like they're prepared for, something fucked up to happen to them. I don't know. I've never thought about that. I've never been like, what if somebody tries to cut me up into a million pieces and put each individual piece in like a different boat and sent it in different directions into the ocean? I don't even know if that's even a smart way to do it. If that happened to me, I guess I'd be like, oh well, shit, they got me. Hey, fair play to you if you can pull that one off. That's pretty fucking crazy. I don't think it's good. I don't think you should do it. But if it happens to me, I just have to... What the hell am I going to do? I don't know. So welcome to the show. It's fine. As you probably know, this particular show is brought to you by Tide. Tide, you put it in your clothes and it doesn't give you diseases. Tide. Did anybody think Tide gave you diseases? It seems weird they would be so specific, but they seem pretty sure of themselves, and I trust them. I mean, isn't that pretty much what you're doing? You have to put your life into the hands of people who make these products for you. They're like, yeah, we'll give you this stuff, you big baby. You can't make your own shirt. Fine, we'll make shirt for you, but you gotta give us money. Like capitalism and the economy, that. I don't know if you've interacted with these concepts before, but I'm just giving a primer for anyone listening from space. If you don't live on planet Earth and you need context, I'm just trying to give you context. Aliens don't understand the economy. All they understand is doing fucked up stuff to a cow and haunting people's dreams for no reason. You need something better to do if you're an alien. I don't think they're making good use of their time if they're like diddling around with us. Like, leave me alone. Don't come in here. Literally in real life, I did just turn, and at that exact moment, I looked at my Grogu plushie, and now I'm thinking maybe I was too quick in judging aliens. As of course, it is the case that Grogu is an alien. I don't know if you caught that, if you saw the show. He's definitely not like a little man. He's a green gizmo. He's a gizmo. I think that they should have had Jim Henson do all this stuff for the original Star Wars movies, including all the human characters. And you don't get to sneak like a Michael Caine in there or something. I just think it would have been interesting. Well, I don't know. Hey, look, when you have thoughts, you have to say them, or then I have to keep thinking about Muppet Star Wars, like in bed. I don't want to think about that in bed. I want to be sleeping. But nobody wants to hear about Muppet Star Wars, so I have to say it here. I mean, it can only go up from here. I just thought of a lot of ways in which it could be worse. So... if I lie to you, it will be in an honest way. And if I'm ever caught saying, two contradictory things, I'll just pretend I don't know what you're talking about, and I didn't say that. I'll just respond with, sorry, I was on my phone. I didn't have time to read that. I was reading my phone. Even if the message shows up on my phone, I'll respond to it on my phone, and I'll say, sorry, I was looking at my phone. I didn't see that. And I still can't see it because it's at the top of the screen and I can't get up that far anymore. I just don't have it in me. If I don't just click on it when it comes up on the home screen and reply then, it's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. I'm realizing this now about myself. These kids and their telephones. You ever heard of it? I've never heard of a telephone. I've been using tin cans, and they're not hooked up to anything. But some say if you take like a tin can, you can hear whatever was in it. So if it was like a sardine can, you can hear like the ocean, you can hear fish. If it was a can of salsa, you would hear salsa music, I guess. If it was a can of applesauce, you'd hear... Fuck if I know. You've thought about this before, admit it. You've definitely thought about this. We all have. I mean, think about opening like a can of like a seltzer on a hot summer day, you know? That does something for you. That comes courtesy of cans, that experience. It wouldn't be the same if it were in a bottle. It wouldn't be the same if it were in a sippy cup. If it were in a sippy cup, it would be even better. But you take what you can get. And I do feel that, you know, you have to say in this day and age, this is not being sponsored by cans. This upcoming ad copy is being sponsored by cans. So I'm going to start right now, and if you need to sit down first, I understand. This is a big deal. I mean, cans? Come on, this is the fucking big time. This is Buenos Dólares. This is mucho Skrilla coming my way. Too much to even fit in a can, probably. That doesn't mean cans aren't useful. That doesn't mean you shouldn't use them. You should use them every day. So here comes the ad for cans. Cans, are you ready for cans? Cans are ready for you. Put everything, all your beliefs, your identity, put your family, put them in a can. Can it. Enter hashtag can it to see the latest photos of what people are putting in cans. That's hashtag can it. Thanks, cans. End of ad. Okay, you may now rise. All rise. The ad is over. It's time to move on. Thanks, cans. It's cans. So what else are you going to use? A jar? They could break. They're made out of glass. You know, just ask my friend Glass Johnson, who himself, if you're not aware, Glass Johnson is my co-host. He doesn't speak. He has no way of expressing himself whatsoever, but I am told by his representation he is fully conscious. And he's fully sentient. He's the only guy we could get, okay? A lot of my life has been about Glass Johnson. I got a text from his lawyer over my vacation, and he said Glass Johnson was just knocked down. And I thought, oh shit, this is it. This is finally, after all these years, all these decades, I thought this is going to be it for Glass Johnson. But he just had a little nick, and he lost, I'm going to say just like a little, just a little bit off the top. The rest of him is intact. They're getting the best people to work on him. They're going to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And we're going to have our co-host at 100%. In the meantime, he is still here. He's still, at work in his kind of diminished state. And, So if you want to show your support for Glass Johnson, I don't know. I don't know how you can really do that. I don't really care. I don't give a shit. He's a fucking glass. So coming up, we have another staple of the program. I call him a staple because when I'm around him, I feel like I'm being stabbed by a million little sharp things. Just gonna introduce him, let him do time check. He's gonna come out, he's gonna tell you what time it is. It's something that has to be done. It had to do with a pact that we all made with an ancient Egyptian god, and now we're stuck with it. And you know those guys? They're not really very lenient on this thing, so we gotta do time check. We're doing this for Ra. Please welcome Slurp Von Lipstick. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to give a big shout out to Ra for just making this happen. It's been chill. I also want to give a shout out to Cans. So I'm just going to proceed with my main function, the only thing anybody cares about, which is me checking the time And I get nothing out of it other than $500,000 to do time check. The merch, the career it's launched, it's been worth it. Now I'm a household name. Every household, somebody knows my name, and it's the most hated person in the household. This is just hard data that we found. I mean, they tried to focus group Glass Johnson. When they sat him in a chair, somebody just picked him up and drank out of him. Before I give the time, I do want to give a call to someone who wanted to be reminded of something they needed to do in their life at this particular time. So I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to do time check with them personally. So this guy's name is Federico. Federico needs to be reminded to tell his children that the Easter Bunny is not real. He decided to do it at this exact time. I think it was just an arbitrary time. He just needed someone to remind him at some point, like, oh shit, I gotta tell them before Easter so they know, so they don't give in to the lies, so they don't give in into the deception. That's what he said in his email. His kids are 4 and 7. So, Federico, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Hey, is this the police or something?
Yes, this is Time Check calling. You wanted to be reminded to tell your kids that the Easter Bunny is a lie. I would love to talk you out of doing this if you have time, but I will also give you the time so that, I guess it's kind of irrelevant to give you the time. I guess I'll tell you. So it's 12:01 a.m. So did you already tell them about the bunny, or?
Oh man, I've been in bed for hours. I totally forgot. But I'll try to remember.
Alright, is it really your voice? Like, that's a real voice that you have, or are you doing, like, a funny guy?
I've always talked like this. How do you talk?
What do you mean, how do I talk? You're hearing me talk right now. Alright, so can we get to brass tacks here? Why do you want to tell your kids that the Easter Bunny isn't real?
I want to tell him he's not real because he is real.
Okay, so you're an Easter Bunny truther? Is that what you're telling me?
I met the Easter Bunny. On a hunting trip, I found him. He was in the woods. I almost shot him. I said, what are you doing out here? He had gone completely crazy. He was talking crazy language. He was delirious. I nursed him back to health. But as this often goes, it just wasn't enough, and he died in my arms. So I don't know what to fucking do now.
Okay. So one response I would have to this would be, I don't think you have anything to be worried about because I don't think that was the Easter Bunny.
Okay, is there any other sentient bunnies that can speak and have powers?
What kind of powers do you have?
I'm not here to get into the details. I just needed you to remind me.
Okay, but
things.
Naturally, I'm gonna probe. I'm gonna ask questions. You said the Easter Bunny displayed magical powers. I just want to know more about this. I mean, what, you want me to just not talk about the fact that you've let the Easter Bunny die? You weren't good enough to save him. And you should, feel bad about it.
I did everything I could.
I mean, I don't know. Would it be better to say the Easter Bunny's real, but he died? Or would it be better to say that the Easter Bunny, he's not even real at all? Or, I guess, just the third option would just be continue pretending the Easter Bunny is both real, he exists in our reality, and he's biologically alive. So, I would, if I were you, you can still go with that. Despite everything that's happened, you can prevent scarring your children one way or the other. Or, at the very least, diminishing the magic of childhood by another degree. Why do that?
You made me see the light. But I'm going for option D, baby.
Oh god, what could that possibly entail?
I gotta become the Easter Bunny.
Alright, I'm hanging up on that guy. And he is out of our lives. It's as if he never existed, like the Easter Bunny. So yeah, there's really nothing else to report. In terms of time, I would say something to look out for is just watch the minutes this week. Make sure they're all the same length. I'm forecasting possibly shorter minutes this week. And some of the hours might get a little wobbly. We're going to keep an eye on it. Thank you, though. Thank you so much. I've been slurp on lipstick, though. That was time check. Why aren't they applauding? What happened? Why is there nobody here? There were just people here, like... I don't really know what happened. I don't know where I am. I don't get to decide when time check ends, so I guess I'll just keep going. Oh god. Well, what do you think about, what do you think about Israel? In terms of, like, how it looks on a map, do you think it looks cool? What's the coolest looking country, you know? Well, maybe let's just narrow it down to continent. I think Antarctica's cool. It's just there. Welcome to Antarctica. Don't come here. But welcome to Antarctica, but don't come. But I would say Africa looks cool on a map. It's an interesting shape. Yeah, I can't, now that I think about it, what would a cool country look like? I don't know. It's lost all meaning to me. So I guess that's the end of that feature. If you want more on that, you can, hey, buy a globe, dumbass. Find your favorite shaped country and just keep your mouth shut about it. Don't tell anybody. I care, but nobody else cares. Do you know what I mean? So, and as for me, my Gmail is at capacity. It's completely full, so I just want to keep every email. It's very important to me. I like to know deals from Sweetwater, which I've used twice in my life, and I'd love to know deals from Adobe every day. I want to know every day. I need daily updates on these matters. So no one's showing up to take over the show, and I guess I could just give the time again, just to fill time. Fill time with time. What else could go there, you know? Wait, what? This says it's 9:40. The clock on the desktop says it's 9:45. It also says it's March 26th, 1874. Now it says 2024 again. It just flickered back. So obviously there's like I'm being haunted or something. I don't know, I'm not really in the mood for this at all. So, you know, regardless of what happens, I'm just going to leave and hope somebody shows up to the mic, because I don't want to be here anymore. I was supposed to pick my kids up from a ditch. They all fell in a ditch. They've been waiting for me to get them out. It's a big ditch. Hey, see you later. Enjoy your fucking ghost show or whatever this is. I don't care. I don't care at all. It's played out. Ghost stuff, it's played out. What is this, Clue? There's no ghosts in Clue. But it's not even Halloween. It's not a Halloween Easter episode. Okay, this is stupid. Wow. Oh, hey, whoa, wait, did Slurp on Lipstick just leave? I just went to get cigarettes. I don't smoke, I'm gonna feed him to a bird. He likes him. He even sent the audience away. I mean, to be honest, there never was an audience anyway, so that actually isn't that weird that there wasn't an audience, because it was always a sound effect. As for the computer glitch, that actually is because this place is haunted. Well, coming up next, we have our dark meteorologist on the line. The previous one we had also died, so we had to get also killed in a mysterious weather-related incident. We couldn't unearth any other details, but the practice of dark meteorology is something I've been following for a long time. I think evil meteorologists have a totally different take on weather, and that's why I want to get their forecasts, their ideas, their opinions, their hot takes on what clouds are doing. And so I do want to go ahead and just introduce everybody for the first time. This is Clad Johansson, dark meteorologist with the dark meteorolog. It's so easy to say. That's why I like it. Clad, what are you seeing in your neck of the woods? Then tell us what your neck of the woods is.
I'm seeing some clouds that are doing the circle things. I'm just in my backyard.
Okay, where is your backyard?
Africa.
It's cool that you live in Africa. It must suck though, because you don't get to enjoy how good it looks on a map. You know, if you're in Africa, you can't really fly over. I guess you could look at a map.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to touch base on just a devastating ice storm that hit where I live, and nobody really expected it because it's almost fucking April. It was one of those storms where, like, okay, my car gets stuck, fine. I'm gonna drive to work, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna park in a spot where I'm like, I know I'm just gonna get stuck in this spot too. So every single day I'm just stuck in a spot because I don't have off-street parking. And so I just want to know, like, is there anything the dark meteorologists can do to better predict those types of storms? Because this is one that the establishment almost flew under the radar, literally.
Yes, I don't ever forecast storms that I summon.
You caused that through spells and magic?
Yes. I don't just predict it, I participate in the weather.
Wow, that's really intense. I'm really afraid of you. Why? I don't want to talk to you. I want you to go to jail. Somebody should put like tinfoil on your head or something to block whatever power you have. How did you do that?
I believed in myself, unlike a lot of people, unlike you.
You don't know that about... You don't know if I believe in myself. You know nothing about me. You don't have a Doppler radar in my heart.
I cast storms on you every other day, so they just usually don't work, but that one worked.
How did I get in touch with you?
You commented on my TikTok.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know how I forgot your distinctive voice. Alright, well, Clyde, if you don't have anything else for me, if you don't have any, like... I don't need to know what's going on in Africa. Obviously, I want to know what's going on where I am. So, what was your plan going into this?
To let you know who's in charge of the skies.
Alright, Clyde, I'm gonna have to call it on you. And that was Clyde Johansson, dark meteorologist. I think he got darker over the course of that. I mean, luckily though, like, if the pattern persists, Clyde Johansson is also going to die in a weather-related incident, so that's fine. Let the weather gods take him. If Clyde Johansson is listening, if he's still alive out there, let me know by sending me some sun. Send me 72 degrees. That's how I'll know Clyde Johansson really is, as he claims, the ruler of the skies. But he's a modest guy. So I'm giving winter just a thumbs down. And it's not even winter, it's spring. This is why I'm telling winter, like, hey, stay in your lane. We gotta stop letting this groundhog boss us around and tell us when the seasons end. We'll decide when they end. Let's just make a new calendar. Why not? There's nothing else going on. Let's be like, January, it's Manuary now. It's a month only for men. But get this, there's gonna be a chick month too. That's right, ladies. Girltober is gonna be your month. I haven't figured out the rest yet. Maybe it can just be those two alternating. And so the power dynamic shifts. We're never going to be able to keep it perfectly equal, but if we alternate it every month, all right, maybe we can just stick with the existing calendar, but we'll give 6 months to the boys, 6 months to the girls. That would almost be like every 4 years. I mean, we do it to some extent, but it would be like saying, Democrats, go home. You don't have a job. You're not employed. No votes, nothing. And then they switch it after 4 years. Should it be a shorter amount of time? It should be every day. It should be every hour. Nobody should know what the fuck's going on. Unlike now. There's never weird, confusing shit where like a 103-year-old man stands up in the Senate and just starts talking about when they used to put cow's milk in gum. Apropos of nothing. Nobody knows what he's talking about. And everybody looks it up. They're like, they didn't put cow milk in gum. And they try to ask him about it, and he just pretends to fall down the stairs. It's like stuff like that. Am I saying that actually happened? No. But the fact that you don't really know, like you're not really sure, you're like, maybe. That tells you everything you need to know. Well, if you're in the area, let's grab a smoothie and let's just go hog wild, go nuts. Let's paint the town red or blue. I don't know. Depending on what cycle we're in. We can go get a turkey sandwich. I went to Heidi's Brooklyn Deli for the first time today to buy a sandwich and a smoothie. And there was something about the energy here that was just everyone and everything was trying too hard to have personality. It was kind of an intangible thing that's like hard to explain. The guy who like rung me out was like, the card reader is really slow today. It hasn't adjusted to daylight saving time yet. I was just like, okay. And he's like, I try that joke with everybody. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a joke. But I don't know why would daylight saving make it slower? It's like, relax, you're doing great. You're making the sandwich. I love you. The sandwich wasn't that good, so... Say if you like sandwiches, and if you like really good comedy, go to Heidi's Brooklyn Deli for both. Well, I gotta go. My train is coming into the station. That's right. I'm gonna be taking that old locomotive down to Sleep Town, where our snores are little choo-choos, and our little nose is a little sleeping train. I don't know. I could never write children's books. I can never think of Goodnight Moon. I would never think of saying goodnight to the moon. I completely changed my paradigm when it comes to the moon. And saying goodnight, which I'm going to do to you. I don't care whether you like it or not. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that can protect you from me saying goodnight.